area for myself if a stay-at-home wife as Tanis Evans. Monitoring. Wednesday, 7 January 2026. Some of you are like, what? Oh, it's me. Okay. All right. So here I, Tanis, here's the Seattle ruminate about what an area of focus of monitoring might mean if I were a stay-at-home wife and my name was Tanis Evans. So I was gonna say, oh, what an area of focus of ruminating. No, this one's monitoring. This is like, so I have my undergraduate degree is a Bachelor of Science in Geology and Geophysics with a minor in mathematics, and monitoring is like something like I had research in volcanology, and like, you know, people monitor active volcanoes. I'm gonna like, so this is like one that's like okay, so like that's how I'm gonna explain it. Is it's like monitoring an active volcano, but like I'm doing that for my man and I in our life. Okay, and you're like, that's not helpful. So okay, let me try a people not dead inanimate matter approach, kind of thing. So how about an exercising approach for living with my soulmate? So we do exercises. There can be like physical exercises, mental exercises, social exercises. You go social exercises. I was in speech therapy when I was a child. I actually had to read sentences for verbal exercises. So yes, I do. I'm being serious. So this would be like introducing tracking. So for physical. So essentially, like, monitoring is like have some way of tracking it on potentially different time scales and being like, let's say we did like a weekly. Because I'm monitoring my man. I get Evans from my Luke Evans, my Mr. Count Dracula, and let's say we do like a physical once a month, okay, at home, and partially that's it. I do research and like I do cardiology self-experimentation, so partially that's just improving my own anatomy and physiology technical expertise. So do like a monthly physical, and then be like, there's something here of concern or something we want to like learn better. Maybe do like go to weekly or daily. Adjust the frequency of monitoring based on our lives and what we're interested in. And then same for learning / cognitive. So monitoring. So like if there's like, it's just normal life, we're like, I feel like I don't have a lot to think about, but do I need to think about something? Do like a cognitive needs assessment like once every 6 months or something, and be like, and include in that like what are kind of like some of our plans for that time period. Do we need to do this, you know, once a month or once every other week or something? Increase the frequency. So monitoring. And then social, that would be, that's kind of like my health and wellness check-ins. That's a self-tracking and check-in. So I do Yelp, kind of maintaining that of just like tracking out and about as we see fit. So if I go on a longer drive, or he goes on a longer drive, or we go on a longer drive, do we want to write out an itinerary of what we did? I mean, I've done that for some of my driving adventures. So there we go. And then I was like, focus / finesse making / maintaining these things as independent of my cardiology self-experimentation. Yes, so this is very desirable for for my cardiology self-experimentation. I was like, there's one area, this would be a must if I wanted optimized performance in running competitions. So if I wanted to take and make my running kind of training is independent from my cardiology self-experimentation, that would open it up to kind of me potentially pursuing running competitions. So it's in an optimized sense. And then the last thing, because I did bring up the science thing, is it monitoring or is it measurement? So monitoring, it is the at-home version of measurement. Monitoring are good health indicators to maintain good health. Yes. So it can include that could be a subcomponent of monitoring measurement. However, it's more kind of a step back approach that can be more technical, but staying kind of back and getting a bigger picture. So that's an area for myself if a stay-at-home wife as Tanis Evans monitoring.